So we got the Nuxia overview. I think this is a character honestly seen like the least on, like even like from like trailers and stuff and what have you.
What is happening, guys? Cowboy here, and welcome back to another For Honor video. And today we are taking a look at Wulin's upcoming assassin.
Damn, that's pretty sick looking, actually.
The first thing I want to point out here,
that fashion,
similar to Jeongjun.
No, let me see these. Let me see these feats.
Nuxia.
Drop caltrops that deal damage to moving enemies and allies in a target area. Are these little traps?
The first thing I want to point out here,
bounty hunter, rush.
To Jeongjun. I do have the perks
Huh.
down at the
So she has rush, kind of like the Vikings do.
bottom here. You can
deal more damage when in close quarters combat against an enemy's alone. Okay. Attacks when locked on fill the revenge meter. Damn. So she gets revenge for being aggressive, basically. And if you have revenge gain up, well, I mean, that's not going to happen. Never mind, because perks aren't a thing. Hit with a bleed, gain protection from bleed for 3 seconds.
did have the perks in the game. Thread of Fate in particular looks
Bind an enemy. Bound enemy can't run, sprint, or roll. Bind enemy is broken over time or by distancing yourself. It's interesting.
prevents an enemy from running, sprinting, or
Slip through, dodging, raises attack for a short duration. Oh, so this is
away. So
Shinobi on
basically,
steroids.
It,
Makes enemies fall to the ground.
It's the dream
Okay.
you've all been waiting for when it comes to hunting down that Orochi.
Infection, deal damage increasing over time to an enemy and their nearby allies, only if their allies are nearby.
Just
Okay.
instead.
Regenerate your
Either way,
health out of
definitely
combat,
a lot of interesting
and raise
stuff
sprint speed
on
and
this character,
defense greatly.
she's definitely
Seems like she's definitely, they want her to be aggressive.
completely new mechanic
Let's
in
put that through there.
form of trap attacks. You'll see those
Yeah.
as soon as we get in. Similar to the Jeongjun video, I'm going to pause, kind of go through stuff. Once again, we are playing through arcade mode here.
I just love the versus thing. It's so funny looking.
Take the damage numbers you see as gospel. I would say they're
All right.
but going in depth into traps.
I don't know if you guys are seeing this, but like, does this temple garden look so much like brighter and stuff? I think it looks really nice. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. So we have traps. So trap confirmed. They're abilities that only hit opponents who are performing a block, superior block, deflect, or parry. They don't work on opponents who are blocking who are in a block or parry reaction. Kind of confused about that. So it's if they parry you, you hit this button. I'm not exactly sure. I guess we'll watch.
Traps work are anytime you hit somebody with a trap when they would be blocking, superior blocking, deflecting, or parrying, you get basically this free grab guaranteed damage type thing. Now you can go into a trap off of a heavy attack, or you can go into a trap off of a zone attack, but also just about every single move in her kit can be used as a replacement for her start.
So if I'm kind of getting this, maybe you're right. It's just like you basically get punished for being defensive against this character. At least that's what I'm kind of trying to see. Any of the moves can replace the first strike in Song of the Moon. Okay. Heavy finisher manipulation. Heavy finishers move your opponent. Left heavy finisher move them to the right. Top heavy moves them behind you. And okay, that's interesting.
So from just about any maneuver you do, you can go into a trap, which gives her a lot of kind of free-form flexibility in how she's.
She looks like she's gonna have some
aside from that, she
pretty
has
big
basic
complexities to her.
Assassin stuff, but we have some good BM here. You can see that I call that the butterfly, and then we got the Nuxia shuffle.
The little shuffle.
Wiggling around. And I don't think I actually pull off a trap attack until a little bit later in this video, just because the computers are rather spammy. But that kind of brings me to the next point. I feel that at high levels of play, it's going to be incredibly strong because, you know, the basic way to stop getting hit by the trap attack is either you attack through or you dodge.
So that's some kind of, I guess, important to note. So when she does her like heavy attack finisher, it essentially throws them in that direction. So as you saw, I did a left, threw them into the wall, and you actually got a wall punish. So that's pretty cool.
Where you parry, it's going to hit, which parrying is, you know, that's 90% of what we see in high level play. Wow. I like that emote a lot. But in low level play, I think it won't be as potent.
Heavy into wall splat heavy.
People just spam attacks. Like when you're playing with your buddies that just got the game, they spam attacks. You don't really see parrying happening. So
True.
it's going to be interesting to see where she falls into the meta, and in particular, I think we're going to see really, really strong potency in the form of 4v4. Because if you think about it, in 4s, you know, if you're getting ganked by 2 or 3 people, all you're doing is blocking and parrying. If you have a move that's meant to do damage through a block or a parry, that's going to be huge. Right
That's
there,
true.
you can see I kind of went for the trap. The Raider just went for a swing, and of course the trap did absolutely nothing. So there's definitely a bit of practice.
Ooh, that looks so cool, that punish.
Off of a parry,
Like,
she gets
locks
a
into him.
special light attack that does a pretty sizable chunk of damage. On top of that, we got kind of the side-to-side dash attack, similar to how we have with Zerk. Her zone is decent. It's got a lot more range on it than you think. You can see right there, she basically connects the swords via the hooks. We, of course, also have a dash deflect, where like you dash into the weapon, follow up with an attack. And all in all, it makes her definitely a strong entry into Assassin. And I think
Damn.
that she is...
Look at her face, jeez. So what I'm trying to see is you need to be able to bait your opponents out. If they go for like a block, essentially you can, I guess, use your trap, which essentially I guess is the quote-unquote disarm. You can also, you know, if they go for a parry, if they're in that animation, or if they're going for a deflect, you can kind of just essentially stop them from doing that. But, you know, obviously we haven't seen anything yet here. But it sounds like a really cool, unique mechanic.
Gank scene, if you will, because of how the trap attack works. In particular, I feel like the trap zone attack is actually a bit stronger. Let's see, is this the one versus Recon?
Trap zone attack.
Yes, all right. I'm pretty sure I'd show off both trap attacks here. Because
Okay.
we have these,
That's good.
NPC guys.
We'll see what he does here.
That was
See if my...
let's see if I do it.
Am I in 1080p? Okay.
There we go. Oh, that is the zone trap. It does a lot of damage.
It's very
Given
interesting.
It's hard to see damage numbers while we're in arcade mode. My guess would be it does somewhere in the range of about 30 damage. The zone into trap, it's quite potent. The heavy into trap does decent damage.
You
but
like
not
double
much.
stab them in the head after the parries.
Low to mid 20s, probably around 23, while the zone is closer to like a 28. Once again, these numbers are just purely guesstimation. It's hard to really say based off the numbers that we're seeing in arcade.
All right. He's trying to predict the traps, but the characters aren't
Nope. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. You can see I'm trying to do the zone attack, but against computers, you know, with their super secret AI, they just keep attacking. So it's like, you know, you'd expect.
So I'm assuming just, you know, if she misses that trap thing, she can probably get punished with like a GB or something of the sorts. That's probably the counter to it. But it seems like a really cool mechanic, and I'm sure good players out there are going to be really, really scary to go up against.
Expect them to block or parry, and they just don't. But either way, I mean, as an assassin, I think she is definitely going to be very strong in the 4v4s. Competitive, she's going to be huge, especially at the high levels, because, you know, do you just attack through, or do you block, or do you parry? You don't quite know. But either way, I think that kind of wraps it up. I know that more traps will come later in the video that you guys will be able to see.
She seems like a little slower for a
I didn't have a good chance to pull them all off. But either way, I think
for an assassin. If I'm
similar
looking.
to Zhongjun, I do think I'll have another chance to try and get some footage of
Ooh.
these characters.
That looks pretty cool.
Fire's released and basically a more in-depth look where I'm kind of in training mode, similar to the other videos, and that'll be able to give us a much better idea of their actual damage numbers. So
He's really trying to go for that trap.
either way, thanks for coming by and watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video as always. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and we will catch you next time with more For Honor.
She looks pretty crazy. It's definitely going to take some time, I think, to adapt to her skill, to her moveset and such. But I think that's with any character. I think her and Shaolin might be the hardest for people to really like master. But once they are mastered, I think they're going to, you know, they could be pretty scary. I think Tiandi's honestly going to be the easiest because, you know, he's a Vanguard. The moveset's not too in depth. It's just the mix-ups that you can go with. But and I think Zhongjun is going to be, you know, it's going to be maybe a little bit more difficult, but it doesn't seem like super hard based on the moveset that I've seen. Nice. Good old stone. I'm trying to see if he pulls off any more of these traps, because that's kind of what I'm more interested in. It kind of seems like that's what they want her kit to be around. Yeah, she has really slow heavies for an assassin, and looks like. That honestly throws me off. Like PK heavies are really slow as well, and a lot of the time those throw me off. I haven't seen it deflect yet either, I don't think. Ooh, rip. I'm curious. I don't think I looked at the moveset too much, but I'd like to see how the deflect looks and such. So I'm sure we'll see that in some other gameplays and whatnot. But I love her, like, her weapon look is really cool. And like the punish where she like stabs you in the head, that's pretty cool looking. It's got pretty cool animations. Ooch. That's painful execution right there. It's cool to finally see some more gameplay from the other characters though. I went for the trap again. I'm sure it is really hard to predict with the bots, but okay, there's a deflect right there. Nice. And then, man, that throw into wall splat looks really cool. I think that'd be, if you're able to get one of those out, maybe you bait someone, they don't attack with that, because they think a trap's going to come through, and you're able to get, like, a final actual, you know, heavy to go through, and then you get that wall splat. That's going to do some big damage. Wish that we had the damage numbers up on there, but she looks like a pretty cool character, but definitely probably going to be a little bit harder to learn, in my personal opinion. I think she might be, you know, just kind of hard to actual, you know, master, I guess, out of the gates. You'll probably be seeing less of her, or less effective Nuxia's versus like the other characters, but she does look pretty cool. It's a completely new play style that we haven't really seen. This trap, I guess, move set is pretty interesting though, so it does look fun. Hopefully we see more gameplay.